Hello everyone, I am Mami Sika, your number one Kasawa ambassador. Today I wanted to have a very important discussion about buying land and property in Ghana. Either you're buying a land or a house, because I've realized that the process of buying land and houses in Ghana can be very, very tricky. And if you're not tactical, and if you don't do your diligence, it's very easy to get scammed, because everybody is looking for money in Ghana. And it doesn't even happen in just Ghana, but we're focusing on Ghana because, that's where Babes is from. Ghana is a very attractive place to invest in real estate because it's a developing country, and the appreciation rates of houses and property in Ghana is astronomical. In some areas in Ghana, you can buy a land or a house, and in just months or a year or two of buying that property, the price can either increase by 1.5 times, twice, or even 3 times the amounts that you got it from. So this makes buying property in Ghana very, very attractive, and everybody wants to have a piece of this cake, including me. But we have to be smart about how we go about it. And there are also people that just live in Ghana and are trying to find some property to buy in Ghana, or people outside Ghana, maybe in the diaspora, that are trying to buy property in Ghana but may find themselves in very slippery situations. Here are some of the top 5 things to look out for that could save you a lot of headache, a lot of money, and also a lot of time. I'm going to start with buying land in Ghana, because buying land in Ghana is the trickiest thing. It's like, I've realized buying a house can be a little bit easier, but buying lands can be very, very tricky. The first thing you should look out for when buying land in Ghana is who owns the land. Usually in Ghana, a lot of chiefs will have a lot of land, and people can go to them for land. You could also buy land from an individual. You can buy land from a family, and you can also buy land from a real estate company. Now, I would say the easiest way to buy land in Ghana is either buying it through an individual that already owns the land, or buying it through a company that's selling the land. The advantage of buying lands from individuals and real estate companies is that you can get more documentation about the land right from the get-go. You can also get the history about the land. You can get the documents that the person has. You can go to a land commission to go confirm that the person truly owns the land. You can also find out from the locals that live in the area about the land and the land ownership. Usually they would know who owns the land, or who takes care of it, who can lead you to the true owner of the land. Another benefit of buying from individuals and real estate companies is that they usually do their due diligence with the land, because they are intending to build on it, or maybe they are buying it as an investment property. So they usually will go ahead to make sure that that land is legitimate before buying it, so you are guaranteed to have a more secure transaction. And also, it might be easier to get the documents for the land this way. The disadvantage of buying lands from chiefs and families is that there are so many hands involved in these lands, especially with the stool. The chief may have people under him that may be selling the land in their name instead of in the chief's name. So you could end up buying the land from what you think is the chief, but in fact you would have bought it from somebody that is posing as the chief. And in that case, you might end up having to pay twice or even 3 times for that same land, or just letting it go. Another disadvantage of buying land from a chief or maybe a family is that there can be some division, especially within the families. Usually land that belongs to a family is inherited from their predecessor. And if you know the history about Ghana, you know that a lot of the predecessors that are usually the fathers will have kids with so many different women. So there are like 2 or 3 women involved that all have their children, and these children may not always be fond of each other. So their father dies and they inherit the land, but there's division in between them and they fight a lot. this division can cost you greatly. There are so many people that have made the mistake of buying land from a family. They think they've bought the land in that family's name, but then another side of the family comes with the same name and they also have claim to the land. These situations can be very, very dangerous. They can get very brutal, so you have to be very, very careful. And there are so many people that have ended up paying two different parts of the family for the same land. So you have to be very, very careful with this. Go for lands that are owned by individuals or companies. One thing about these lands is that they can be a little bit pricier than the lands sold by families or chiefs, but then you don't have any headache. You are buying yourself peace of mind. Buying houses from real estate companies in Ghana. Oh, this one is very, very interesting. From my first point, you think that you can trust all real estate companies in Ghana, but the unfortunate truth is that you cannot. You absolutely cannot. I realize that there's a lot of money laundering involved in real estate in Ghana, and there are some people that use real estate just to wash their money. You have to be very, very careful about that and make sure that you are doing your due diligence before buying any property in Ghana, even when it comes to real estate companies. Always make sure to go for a company that is long lasting. They have been in the game for a long time. Companies like Blue Rose Limited and Dev Traco have been building in Ghana for more than 20 years and even more than 30 years in Ghana. These companies are trustworthy. You buy your house, you set up your payments plan, you can see your house being built, and you can see the finished product of your house. Also, with these companies, you get to talk to people that have bought the house. You get to know what their experience has been with buying the house, because there are some real estate companies that will actually sell you the house. Like, you pay your money, you get the house, but you have so many headaches with the house. There can be leakage problems. Like, oh my goodness, let's not even get like, there can be so many issues involved with the house that doesn't even make the house worth it. With companies like this, you are sure that you are going to get a finished house that is built with the best quality in mind. So don't only look for companies that have been in the game for a long time, but look for companies that have been in the game for a long time that have also maintained a certain quality. Because having a shelter over your head is one thing, but having a safe shelter under your head is a whole other thing. Get people that have experience with buying houses in Ghana involved while you're buying your house, and yeah, just if you can afford getting an attorney to even help you with that, that would be perfect. But just make sure that you're doing your due diligence. Another point I would like to get down to is for Ghanaians outside Ghana that are trying to buy land in Ghana or build a house in Ghana. Considering all your family members, please, if you can avoid using family members to purchase your lands and houses and building your houses, you would save a lot of money and headache and heartache. This point is a little bit dicey because I know that there are very trustworthy family members out there that actually have a lot of experience with building houses that will do a great job with building a house. Dealing with family members when it comes to properties can really make or break the relationship between that family member and you. And I've heard too many of these stories. Like, they can be so heartbreaking, and sometimes you can't even believe how wicked some family members are. But the truth is, some people are really struggling and some people are really greedy, and they will do anything to feed themselves. So you have to be very, very careful. But if you still like to go ahead to use a family member or a close friend to build your house for you, make sure you look out for these three things. The first thing is to think about the background of this family member that you're sending all your resources to build this house for you. Are they rich or they're underprivileged? If they do have some money, how do they get their money? Like, do you know the source of their money? Does it seem legitimate? Do they have experience with building and buying houses in Ghana? These three things are very, very important because one, an underprivileged family member can just use that situation to, enrich themselves or, feed their family. Two, they could be rich, but they could be doing a whole lot of fraudulent activities to make their money, including scamming you yourself to get their money. Three, they may be honest, but they may not have a lot of experience with building or buying land or houses in Ghana, and they themselves can be scammed by the artisans or whoever is selling the building products to them to build that house. So you have to make sure that you ask yourself these three questions and you make sure that you're 100% comfortable with this person that you are giving all this responsibility and resources to get your property fixed for you. If you can't do that, please just hire a company that can do it for you. You can put cameras on the construction site. You can see what they are doing. You can check with the receipts and make sure that the prices that they are giving to you are the legitimate prices. Even get multiple quotes from people. You get one from them, get one from somebody else without them knowing, and just compare the price differences and see whether you can really trust these people that you are working with. Trust me, it's very, very important, and it will save you a whole lot of headache. Never purchase any property without seeing that property in person, and make sure that that property you are seeing is the one being sold to you. Trust me, there are people that have seen really beautiful properties. They think it's theirs, and at the end they're like, oh no, this one isn't yours. Yours is somewhere else. And oh my goodness, it can be very, very messy. Also, when you're going to look at your property, survey the area to see how the area looks like. The best time, this information right here is very, very important. The best time to go look at a property in Ghana is during the rainy season. Preferably go to the property a day after it rains very heavily, or even the day off. You want to see how the area looks like when it rains. There are some areas in Ghana that are literally waterways, but some people don't care and they will sell that land to you. You buy that land, you buy the house, and you end up having to deal with floods every time it rains. Trust me, you do not want to deal with that at all. You do not. It can be a huge headache. There are some cases that are so hopeless that you even have to abandon the house to go find somewhere else to live. So make sure that that area that you live in is well drained or is at the top of a slope. So even if it rains, it goes down and the water doesn't stay around your house or around your area. My last and most important point is to get experts involved. Don't think you know it all. Trust me, you do not know it all. Always get experts involved. One tip I'll give you is get somebody that has bought land from different areas in Ghana, because I realized that different areas in Ghana can come with their own issues. So if you have somebody like this that has a diversified portfolio in terms of land in Ghana, can give you richer advice on how to buy land or property in Ghana. Also, make sure that you always get a second opinion. Always get a second opinion, and get a second opinion from a trustworthy person that has been in the real estate game for a long time. I'm really passionate about real estate, and I expect anybody that wants to invest in real estate. And this is why I made this video, just to advise you guys on how to buy property in Ghana. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. You can also email me if you are looking for properties to buy in Ghana. Know that Blue Rose Limited has always got you. There are so many people that have bought Blue Rose buildings from my YouTube channel, from word of mouth, and they have absolutely loved their homes and enjoyed their journey and your process. If you want affordable homes in Ghana, you know the place is Kaswa, and you know it's with Blue Rose. So if you're looking for a property, just hit me up and we'll get to business. I hope you all enjoyed the video. I miss you guys so much. Remember that Obranyawara, life is how you make it. I am Mami Sika, your #1 Kaswa ambassador, and I'm out. Peace.